What's up fam, this is Shegun from P3D, and in today's tutorial we are going to be lighting this drum pad machine in Blender. This tutorial is slightly towards the intermediate level, so if you have a brief knowledge about Blender and its interface, you are good to go on this tutorial. Without wasting much of your time, let's get to it. Alright, so it's a relatively simple scene. What I just have going on here is basically I arrange this my model here in such a way that the composition fits the lighting. So we have our main light just hitting it here, which is what you can see here. Then we have our fill lights at this side and this as well. Then we have using the new light linking feature that Blender had in the um previous version about a year ago. We are linking some of this part of this model here to the light, and then we're just using a reflector or a bounce card to just reflect some light here as well. Then we are also using like a background plane set to black to just serve as the word, because we're using an HDRI finally to fill up some parts. If I just come to a new scene here, we can try that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press Ctrl V to paste our object, and as you can see I have it uniquely arranged in a way. So maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to bring it somewhere here, and I'm just going to create a new window. I'm just going to click and drag out like that. Just place it where you want. I'm going to press T, and I'm going to press N. Also, I think for the gizmo here I won't be needing it. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to add in a camera. I'm going to press Shift A, camera, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number bar 0. Just want to put it to whatever view you want. Then what I want to do is for the focal length I'm going to make it 120. Then I'm just going to drag that like so. You don't want to do it too much, so I'm going to do something like this, and then I'm going to select the model again and maybe just bring it here like so. Alright, cool. So this is my composition. I'm going to select the camera, and what I'll do is I'll come to viewport display and turn the path to value to 0, and then under your rendered view I want this to be cycled. For the viewport denoise, I think it's already on, and other necessary features as well. So for the color management it should be set to AGX, and for the view transform and the look should be set to punchy. So in case you don't have that done, make sure you do. Mind you, I'm using Blender 4.1. The latest version should be Blender 4.2. I will just come to my viewport shading here. So we are in cycles view, and as you can see the model itself have some lights. You can see the LEDs, and then the in the lights on the buttons just to indicate. So it already has a light. I'm going to come to the world, and I'm going to set the color of the background to completely black, so we have a completely black background. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change this from timeline to the shader editor, because we'll be needing it. Now before we go on though, make sure you have your node wrangler add-on enabled. To do that, just come to your edit, preferences, and under add-ons just type in node wrangler, because we are going to be using some node setup. So yeah, this is enabled now. I can press N to close this sidebar here, and what I want to do is I'm going to be adding in the first lights that we are going to be using. I'm just going to press Shift A now, and I'm going to add an aerial light. Then I'm going to press G, Z, and you just want to move it up like so. Then maybe bring it to the back here using GY. I'm just going to come to top view. Maybe I'll just bring it somewhere here. And then just want to rotate it like this so that it points um, towards the object. Now for the size, you can increase the size all you want. I'm just going to increase my size like this, and what I'll do is for the power I'm going to use something like 3000. So yeah, you can see the light is reflecting, and I'm just going to press GY, maybe bring it closer. Maybe something like this will do for me. So we have that, and then maybe bring it just a little bit closer, and I want to change it from square to maybe dix. Let's see how that looks. I actually didn't use dix for my first one, but let's see how that is. That's not bad actually, but I'll keep it at rectangle because I can adjust the size and all that. So yeah, so maybe come to my top view, and I'm just going to proceed to the side like this. which is nice. So this is what we have. So we just have this light coming off like this. Now you can even make this cooler again, and what I would do is under the spread value, you just want to reduce the amount of the spread. So basically, the spread is the amount of range that the light can cover. So using the spread to reduce the amount of range, so it can kind of give you like this window-like effect. So I'm going to make this something like 50. So you can see automatically that that has narrowed the range, and maybe what I'll do is let's bring it forward a bit, like so. So you can see the range of 50 as I'm shorting that, and then maybe I will just on the um side view, I want to rotate it and get towards the back. Maybe something like this is okay. So this is a range of a spread of 50. You can even experiment with others. Let's see how 30 will look. 30 is also cool, but I think I'm just going to go for 60 at most, something like that. So you can see that these sides here are not being lit, so don't worry about that. We are going to use the lights to just list those parts, so don't worry. And what I'll do next is I'm just going to add in another light, which is going to serve as a fill light. So we're going to be using two fill lights. And before we go on though, select this light and just tap on use nodes. So we're going to be doing something pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is for under this emission, you can see that the light has an emission node attached to a surface of a light output node. And what I want to do is I'm going to take this color input here and just drag it like this, and I'm going to use a black body. So just select black body, and automatically you can see that it kind of changes the mood of the color. You can see this is a little bit warm, and it's kind of looking cozy, and just give it another mood. So what I want to do is I want to make this light cool, so I'm going to use something like 10,000 as the value. So you can see this sort of a blue light effect, and that's cool. All right, so what I want to emphasize next is I just want to show this part here. I want to show this part. So you can see that it's not really showing this angle here, so we're using another light to reflect that. Also, before we go on, we have attached the black body to this now. So for the strength, I want to use a gradient texture to control that. So I'm just going to drag out like this, and I'll be using a gradient texture. So we have a gradient texture here like so, and I think at this point it will be a good point to save. So just press Ctrl S to save, just in case you have not saved the file before. I already have mine saved. So I'm going to add in a gradient texture here, then I'm going to press Ctrl T on this gradient texture to map it. So I'm going to change this to object, and I'm going to change this to from point to texture, and in between here I'm just going to press Shift A and add in a color ramp. It's just going to make the light more dynamic and give it this sort of a photographic effect. So you can bring out the white, black values, white values, just arrange it so you have something you want. Then for the spread, uh, maybe let's see what a spread of 30 will look like. Nah, that's not even. So increase the spread now since you are applying the gradient. So I'm going to use something like 120, and boom, I think that is okay by me, because before this whole area was too shiny, more than what I wanted, but I feel like this is okay now. Then you can increase the size. You can increase the size if you want, just to have something like that. All right, cool. So I'm going to add in the next light now, which is going to be an aerial light. So I'm just going to press Shift D. Should I duplicate it? Yeah, maybe I should duplicate it. I'm just going to press Shift D and just press Alt R to first of all clear the rotation, and I'm just going to rotate it towards this light right here. Then in my front view, I just want to place it somewhere around here, and then rotate it towards this edge right here. So this is what we have, which is nice. I'm just going to bring it in. Now what I'll do next now is first I'm going to reduce the temperature of this to something like let's just try like 6,000, the black body temperature. So this is going to make it a little bit warm. Okay, so maybe I don't want to go off too much, so let's use something like 8,000. It's still cool, but it's not as cool as the first one. Then for the power, we don't want it to be too much, so I'm just going to be use a power of 500, because we just want it to fill in this side to make sure that we are seeing this edge right here, which is nice. So far this is where we add. So I'm going to use the light linking feature to affect this right here. So what I'll do is I'll select the light, so this light here, the fill light, and I'll come to my shading, and under light linking I'm going to click new. So I'm just going to link some parts of this model right here to our light. So the light is selected. I'm just going to my scene selection, and I'm going to select what I want to be affected by it. So for the light linking, I want the knobs to be affected. So I'm just going to click and drag these knobs into here, and I want this other knob also to be affected by this light. Then I want this part of the object, this right here, this side, to be affected as well. So what I'll do is I'm just going to select the dashboard, which is the one that has that part, and drag it into it. So we are using this light basically to affect this and all these areas right here, which is very cool. And maybe I'm just going to press GX and just move this along slightly, like so. Maybe something like this will do. And yeah, there you go. So you can see now that this place is being highlighted, and you can see right here too, this side is also being highlighted, which is cool. So far this is already looking cool, like what we want. Now I'm going to add in another light. So what I'll do now is I think I will just press shift A now and add in an area light instead. So I'm just going to press R again to rotate this, or probably maybe I should just duplicate this one. Make sure you don't duplicate this light though, because we already have the light linking feature to it. And now that I've thought about it, also for the textures, we can make the this light to affect the shadow, so we can shadow link the textures, which is this one right here, to this light. So I'm going to select this light, and I'm just going to go to my scene collection again. I'm going to click new for the shadow linking and just drag in textures in here to duplicate this light again, because it doesn't have any shadow light linking to it. So I'm just going to press shift D, I'm going to press alt R, and I'm going to press G. Just bring it wherever you want it to be. I think this will be okay. Now I'm going to press R and bring it here. Then what I'll do next is I'm just going to press GY and move it along, maybe in my front view, just rotate it towards this direction. So we're going to just use these lights for the buttons and maybe a part of the knobs as well. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to reduce the power of this as well to something like 200 watts. Not too much. We're still going to be using an HDRI to fill up certain areas, so don't be bothered too much about that. But so far so good, the lighting looks good. And then maybe for the black body we can use something of a warm color. So let's use something like 5000, and let's see how that will look. Alright, so it's kind of just makes the light unique and different right over here, which is cool. Then what I'll do next is maybe for the power, I feel like it's too small, so let's use 500 for this. Then we're going to be using the light linking feature as well. Then I think for the spread, let's just for the light spread of this is set to 120. Let's see what will happen if we set it to something like 30. Okay, so that is too small for the spread, but you just don't want it to be the default. I feel like when you do that, it's going to make it more dynamic and cool. So I feel like 80 automatically is already looking good. Then maybe I'll reduce the size, and something like this, maybe point it towards here. And yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Then what I'll do is, again, I'll come to my properties here, and then for the light linking, I just want to link the LEDs and the buttons here. So I'm just going to come to my scene collection again. I'm going to select the buttons and drag into the light linking here, and also I think the indicators as well, which is this. So just select the light again, and then I'm just going to come under here, indicators, and I'm just going to drag here. Now the textures as well, because you can see that we're not using these textures, so I'm going to be using this light right here to light it as well. So I'm going to select the light linking and then just drag in textures. So you can see now that is lighting our textures here. So what I'll do is I think I should increase the power a bit again. So let's use something like 700 watt, just for us to see these textures right here. Is that okay? I actually think it's okay. Then maybe we can use it to light the knobs as well. So let me see. So I'm just going to click and drag in the knobs just for the light to affect that as well, and select the second knob and drag into here. Maybe I should make it also cool. Just want some uniformity here. I think the yellow is not upping cost. Then for the power, I think I'll use something like 1000 for this. No, so I'm just going to select everything and I'm going to use 1000 watts. Let's see how that looks. So so far this is, let's check this. This is 3000, this is 500, and this is 1000. Okay, so I feel like that is okay. So we're pretty much done with lighting the scene and everything, as well as linking some light. So what I want to do next is, you can see that this part right here, it has gone into darkness. So we need a way to like fill it out and make that part also show. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to press shift A and add in a plane. I'm going to be using that as our background, and then I'm going to press RX90. Then I'm just going to press GY to move it to the back. Then you want to scale it like 10 times so that it covers your camera. So I'm just going to press S10 like so. Looking at it, let's see if it covers the camera here. Yeah, so it does. Then for the materials, you just want a simple material setup. I'm going to set the roughness to 1, and I'm going to make it completely black. So boom, this is what we have. So what we are going to do next is, we are going to be using a reflector plane just to bounce up from lights to this side here. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to press shift A, and I'm just going to add in another plane, and I'm going to press RX90 again, and I'm going to press GY to bring it to the front. As you can see, this plane is going to cover our camera, and you know why in a bit. So what I'll do is, first off, let's go to our word so that you can see the effect of that plane. And on this background node, just press Ctrl T. We're going to be using an HDRI to fill out the parts of the word, because we're using a background plane now. So I'm just going to click open, and I'm just going to come to my HDRI. Even here I have some by default, so I'm just going to use any HDRI. You can too. Let me try this Brown's Photo Studio and see how it looks. You can see that the plane right now is blocking the camera. So what you would do is, selecting this plane, come to your shading, under visibility, just turn off the camera. So turn off the camera visibility. So it's still there, but you can't really see it. So you can see the difference this is making now. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to scale it a bit like so, and then I'm just going to leave it like that. You may apply an emission to it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like this. So this is if I hide it, and this is if I unhide it. You may not really see the difference, but it's going to make a difference. So I've used the HDRI to fill up this part that you are seeing right here. Then what I'll do is, if I come to the word again, for this HDRI settings, you can reduce the value. So I'm just going to use something like point 8. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and I think at the moment my CPU is frying. So you can see it's just filling out these areas that we could not see, and basically that was how I lit the scene. Thank you so much everybody for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you would like to see more lighting tutorials like this, please let me know in the comment section, and see you some other time. Bye for now.